Hello. I know that it's been a while yet again, but so as you can see, I'm in a different environment. I'm back at college yet again, starting my junior year. Classes don't start for another week, but you know. And I kind of just wanted to record this video to explain what happened over the summer. Because my last video was recorded, I think, near the beginning, and the tone of that video was kind of fucked up, and I think it was kind of also fucked up for me to not record an update for like 3 months after that. So I guess I'll just explain what's been going on. It is already it's kind of relevant to that last video, but yeah, I'll just talk about it. So I mean, I don't know, I guess the one visible thing is, hey, look at that, I got a lip ring. I think that's gonna be my last piercing. Like, I think this deck is fine for me, and I think I'm just gonna keep it that way. But yeah, other stuff that I did over the summer, well, signed up for a fucking Uber Eats driver account, but that isn't really, I haven't gotten any orders so far. Anything but getting an actual job, right? But yeah, I mean, a lot of the summer, I mean, the only routine that I had was going to the gym with my dad, which, like, it isn't much, but at the same time before that, like, I literally was built like a war prisoner. Like, I don't mean that as an exaggeration. I'm not trying to be offensive either. Like, literally, if you look up pictures of that sort of thing, that's exactly what I looked like identical. But besides that, and this is where it gets relevant to the last video, and I think this is probably where most of the stories will lie. So I don't know if I mentioned it last video. I know that last video, just in general, I was feeling really terrible, but I kind of came to this realization that those two, like, kind of fucked up relationships that I got into that were sort of causing all of that stuff, and ultimately that was what I made my last, what, like 10 or so videos on that. Whenever I went back to doing shit in real life, I realized that a lot of the reason why I ended up in those was because of just this idea that I didn't have any other options. So when those girls showed interest in me, I'm like, oh, okay, I have to go for it. Like, that's just what I have to do. So pretty much, I, like, in a way, sort of naively was like, oh, okay, well, in that case, I'm gonna try talking to a lot more people. That way that I don't feel like I only have those few options, if that makes sense. So I sort of I was trying to reconnect with people that I knew before, but I was also trying to, like, use dating apps, and that's where most of the stories are, because it's like, those places are cesspools. I think everybody kind of knows that. But I feel like I only ran into, like, funny shit on there. So I could talk about that now. Like, the second that I downloaded them, I should say re-downloaded, because I used those apps in 2024, and that's how I found the you know what, if you remember, you remember. Otherwise, I'm not going to mention it because I deleted that video. Anyway, the first night that I had those apps, I, like, encountered a girl who was just like, hey, come over right now. And keep in mind, it was like 20 minutes away, and it was a highway separating me from, like, that town. And I'm like, I don't know about that. It's, like, really late at night, and also I'm gonna have to go on the highway. And then she's like, no, just use the back roads. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. And to be honest, like, she was fucking nuts, just based off of the other stuff that I said. None of it I'm gonna repeat here because it's all very personal stuff, but, like, I encountered her on that app, and immediately she started saying stuff that, like, you should probably not tell somebody that you just met. It's the type of trauma that, like, you would only tell somebody that you really trust and know well. But then, like, after that, I met a few other people who just kept flaking on me. I didn't meet any of them in real life. And then I met someone on there who, well, I was getting catfished. I got catfished for the first time. Not in the way that you're thinking. And first of all, this person's probably watching the video. It was the person that was portrayed on the app, except she was lying about her age. She was 17, even though, you know, those apps are 18 plus. So that was fun. It was a fun experience because even though it's like even though I obviously didn't do anything wrong, it made me like feel like I was in the wrong in a way, like I was being creepy just by like not realizing or something like that. But no, I didn't do anything wrong in that case. And really, yeah, what I'm gonna say, like, besides the shit that I'm talking about now, there wasn't really anything that interesting that happened over the summer that I can think about besides just, yeah, gym, getting more piercings, skating a bit, playing guitar. Like, I don't fucking, I'm getting my band back together this semester, hopefully. But anyway, yeah, that was interesting. And yeah, that's right, she watches my channel, so hello. Fuck you. I'm just kidding. Anyway. So that was probably going into like early July. And then as for more experiences like related to that, I ended up meeting one other girl from one of those apps. We went to the mall. That's like, it was like a 50-minute drive, and keep in mind, like at the beginning of the summer I couldn't drive at all. And then I was just like fuck it, and drove like an hour to this mall to meet some girl who was like kind of an alcoholic and was like blowing vape clouds and shit. And we only hung out that one time. And then towards like definitely the latter half of the summer, I ended up meeting a different girl who we actually got along really well and liked each other a lot and would hang out and stuff like that. But there was no future there just because of how complicated the situation would have been. Like, I would say it's half the fact that I was about to move back to college, and the other half was her own living situation, which is like, I feel like if I talk about it here, that might put her in danger, just me mentioning it, to be honest. But yeah, maybe I'll talk about that in a video down the line. But yeah, I guess that's what I was doing. I was like, because I kind of have always had this mental block where even if there's just a possibility of something romantic, like even if it isn't that direction at all, even if there's the slightest possibility of that, I can only be talking to one girl at once, if that makes sense. And I was trying to get over that because I've told that to a bunch of people, like men and women, and they're all like, no, it's fine. Like, and usually either say something like, until you're officially together, you can talk to as many people as you want, or like, until you get physical, you can still talk to other people. Those were basically the two answers that I was getting consistently. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll try to get over this and try to talk to more people. I don't know if it worked. Like, I was trying to do that. I didn't feel like a terrible person about it or anything. And obviously, as I mentioned, one of these I would say was a success. But I don't know if I'm going to continue to do that, or if I'm just going to regress to like, oh, okay, someone is showing interest in me, I have to go for it, and that's going to be my only option. I don't really know where I'm going to go with that. But, you know, college is starting. I have a car now and shit, so I feel like it'll be different. But yeah, I should be getting that band back together this semester. I have a couple interesting classes. So that's pretty much my plan. Classes, band shit, driving around, probably doing Uber deliveries, playing guitar. That's basically the same as band shit, so I don't know why I mentioned that. Maybe I'll start making videos again on my other channels. And also, like, if you want to see videos just in general that I've made, the only option right now would be Instagram. Because Instagram and TikTok, because I've been uploading guitar covers there. It's just, my account is just Mob Smasher on Instagram. And also, I go to college in Monterey, and I'm saying that because like there's been more than 0 times where I've made a friend from this channel who also goes to the same school as me or lives in the same area as me. So if you're from here, we can probably hang out and shit. But yeah, pretty much I wanted to just update you, okay? Like I'm not dead. I feel like that's something that happens a lot after I make a video that's especially on the fucked up side. People think that I'm dead. But yeah, I'm not dead. I'm not gonna be dead. Hopefully, I don't plan on being dead anytime soon. But yeah, I'm gonna go inside and I'm probably gonna go say hi to my roommate. Yeah, anything else? Here, you know what? Here's my old piercing jewelry for my lip. This is originally what I had before the ring. And then, for my eyebrow. This one, you can't tell, but it's bigger. And also, fuck yeah. And that's essentially the contents of my entire car. Except, actually, hang on. I'll show some CDs. I don't know if you can read that. It's Lagwagon Double Platinum. And then this one is Operation Ivy, the self-titled compilation album. And then this is Translating the Name by Seosin. And I've listened to this CD at least well, just in general, I've listened to that EP at least 100, maybe 200 times in full. If you haven't heard it, you should do that, because I would consider it the best EP of all time, of any genre. So just remember that. It's Seosin, Translating the Name. Listen to that right now. I mean, really, I should be saying subscribe or like the video or something like that, but I would rather you listen to that album than do that. But anyway, that's all from me. Goodbye.